Hello, I'm Nivedha Karthik. Well, I'm a person who loves baking. I've been baking since I think 3 years. For a long time, I never got proper cakes. Sometimes the cake would not be cooked properly. Sometimes the middle won't be cooked properly. Sometimes the cake will get burnt, but it still won't be cooked.
One eternity later.
Sometimes the cake won't rise up properly. But soon I found a solution to all this. These few small tips and tricks will help make baking much more fun and will also give you perfect cakes. So, tip number 1, have a proper hand mixer to whisk and also to knead doughs. So this is one basic hand mixer which is Philips. This is the box. It comes with four metal attachments. These two which are for whisking and these two which are for kneading. Proper measuring cups and spoons also. So measuring is really important in baking. It's something like science and how it will be going to the lab and not measuring something. So always have proper measuring cups and spoons. Tip number 3, have proper tools. Always for mixing you should have proper tools. Always have a spatula for mixing. Always get a good quality spatula because we use these spatulas and the silicone ones for all heat items, also for melting chocolate and also cut and fold mixing. This is a silicone brush which is usually used for greasing cake tins and cake pans, and is also used for many other purposes also. So make sure. Tip number 4, baking pans. Before I used to use any glass oven safe bowls or trays for baking. Well, they never worked out properly. You should have proper baking tins because baking tins, like proper ones, give equal heat to the whole side. Also cook them properly. Now you should, when you are going to buy baking tins, make sure you buy them of different sizes. Okay, so this is 8-inch. Then over here it's 9-inch, 10-inch and 11-inch. Then you also get different shapes like hearts, stars, squares, rectangles, etc. The most commonly used inches for cake tins and baking are 6-inch, which is used for making medium cakes, and 9-inch, which is for making proper cakes. Then the one I'm using 8-inch also. Tip number 5. Always have a proper mixing bowl. This is a proper mixing glass bowl which is dishwasher safe also. This is also really easy to scoop and it also makes mixing much more fun. This you can use to mix various substances. Plus its curved shape also helps in mixing also. Tip number 6. Now it's the difference between vanilla extract and vanilla essence. Okay, as you hear, most people commonly make a mistake. Difference between vanilla essence and vanilla extract. Most of the recipes call for vanilla extract, which is something that's more thick and it gives more taste and yes, a little bit of smell too. This is all natural and yes, it's with seeds. Most of the recipes call for vanilla extract. The next one is vanilla essence. Vanilla essence is man-made and it only gives a smell, but it does not give a really good taste. If you want, you can do to find the difference between vanilla extract and vanilla essence. There's a texture difference. See, vanilla extract is just like watery, but vanilla essence is watery, and vanilla extract is more of a syrupy type. Vanilla extract is natural, and vanilla essence is man-made and chemical. Tip number 7. The difference between wax paper and proper baking paper. Most people commonly make this mistake. When in baking, instead of greasing tins and pans, there are also a few recipes that call for putting a line of parchment paper. But most people usually use wax paper instead of proper baking paper. Even I used to use wax paper before, but now I am using this proper parchment paper, which is for cooking and baking. Every time you go to buy something like this, make sure it's properly written for cooking and for baking. Last but not the least, tip number 8. Butter. So, most of the recipes also call for butter. But do you know what type of butter? Sometimes they can call for melted butter. Sometimes it's normal fridge frozen butter. Sometimes it's also room temperature butter. But I will suggest you to mostly use soft butter. So this is butter I've kept outside for nearly 1 hour. As you can see, like this itself, it's really soft. Okay. So most people commonly tend to use proper fridge cold hard butter, but instead you should use room temperature butter. It also gives a proper texture to the cake also. And also try using something this type of butter which is for baking or which is unsalted and does not have too much artificial taste or something.